this is a sudden decision. I've decided I'm making this video about the full moon, sidereal full moon in Leo. It's coming Saturday. If you follow tropical astrology, then this is the full moon in Virgo, but I'll be talking about it using sidereal terms because that's what makes sense for me. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the well, obviously the sun moon opposition. Sun in Aquarius, sidereal Aquarius, moon in Leo. Okay, so Aquarius deals a lot with the collective, with the larger group, with outcasts in a sense, with this like not its collective consciousness. And then the moon in Leo referring to the self, to the ego, to the things that make us feel good, you know. And so I think we'll be dealing with this asking ourselves how we can better serve who we are, how we can better love ourselves, how we can better nurture ourselves with the moon in Leo, how we can better prioritize our personal individual needs, you know, how we can stop putting the needs over the collective over ourselves. Because through nurturing ourselves and through allowing ourselves to grow, we are also nurturing the collective, because we are all part of the collective, you know what I mean? And then we also, the moon is also in opposition to Neptune, you know, and so it's like, what things do we think we need? Have we made ourselves believe that we need to feel comfortable? Because I think a lot of the things that we've been, that at this time that we maybe have thought brought us comfort are not actually things, the real things that we need for comfort. And so there's a lot of needing to be very real with yourself, be very real with what you actually need to care for yourself, you know, not just like, oh, this is what I've been doing forever and that's what works for me, therefore that is like what's good for me, but more of a like, are these things that I've been doing for myself for like this long actually serving me, or are they just getting in the way of me being my best self? You know, am I allowing myself to experience the love that I'm worthy of with the sun conjunct Venus? You know, do I like this? This is cute. No, I don't like it. Likes buttons, profit button. I'm gonna have to edit that out because YouTube. Anyway, if I keep looking over here, it's because that's where my computer is, and that's where the chart is, and that's what I'm looking at. And so we also have the sun conjunct Venus, and so it's like, I think that a big part of this full moon is increasing the level of self-love in the collective, you know. I think there's a lot of light being shown on the ways that we have practiced love, the ways that we have practiced self-love, the way that we have practiced loving others, the way that we have allowed ourselves to rely on others, whether like, and also I think we'll be having to be more vulnerable, really exposing the truth of our core to others, you know. Because now I'm looking at all these Uranus squares. Uranus and Aries square Jupiter, Mercury, and Saturn in Capricorn, you know. So there'll be a lot of shakeups regarding the ways our long-term thought patterns, our long-term philosophical beliefs, our the ways that we have put ourselves down, or the ways that we have like lowered ourselves for the sake of making it through like societal standards or for the sake of appealing to others, you know, ways that we have adapted ourselves to the collective, adopted ourselves to these structures that we live within. And so with all these Uranus squares, we're going to be really faced with what needs to change, because the things that we've been doing are not working with Jupiter and Capricorn. They're not working right now, you know. There's going to have to be a very major shift in the way that we perceive ourselves, you know, in the ways that we protect ourselves, even like on a personal level. You know, how do we protect ourselves emotionally? Does that actually serve us in our comfort and serve us in loving ourselves, or does that just allow us to distance ourselves even further from our true self and our true needs, you know, what we actually want? These are some questions we got to ask ourselves. We also have Mars forming a trine to Pluto, Mars and Taurus forming a trine to Pluto, and Mars is in not fall, detriment in Taurus, because Scorpio is one of the home signs of Mars. Mars is in domicile in Scorpio, so opposing. It's in detriment. Wow. In Taurus. Anyway. So I think there may not be, it may be hard to take action a little bit. Well, in regards to the transformations that need to happen, I think that the actions that we take may not be so much physical actions as much as they are internal actions, you know. I think that there's a lot of overthinking happening right now, especially with Mercury conjunct Jupiter and Saturn. It's just like overthinking, like punishing yourself a little, like lots of like, oh, why am I not doing this? Why am I doing this and it's not working? Obviously there's something wrong with what I'm doing. You know, lots of overthinking, lots of anxiety, lots of there needs to be a breakdown of like why we think the way that we do, why we function the way that we do. But with this Mars trine Pluto, I think that we will be making the changes that we need to make in order to simplify our lives, and in order to realize that the actions that we need to take are not as complicated as we think that they are with Mars and Taurus. Taurus is very simple. This isn't me, I'm not like putting Taurus down or anything, but Taurus likes things to be simple. You know, Taurus is a master manifester because Taurus is simple. You know, if it's meant to be yours, it'll be yours. And I think that's part of what this thing is. It's like, why am I trying so hard to shift myself and to change what I'm doing and to overthink what I'm doing and what I'm saying and how I'm working through these collective energies, when what's meant to be mine will just be mine, and I just have to accept that, you know. And with Pluto and Capricorn, maybe I'm meant to be an outcast, you know, for those of you that feel like left out, or those of you that feel separated. Maybe there's this, I'm getting like Four of Cups. Like I'm seeing like the Four of Cups, you know. Maybe I need to take a look at what's in front of me, what's around me, and see that there are more opportunities for me, a lot more, and that what I want, what I need is right in front of me, you know. And in addition to that, we also have Mars square Venus, Mars and Taurus square Venus in Aquarius. Very interesting. I think that this will relate to establishing boundaries in connections. Because we were, as I was talking about earlier, a lot of this chart is learning how to assert your needs and figure out what you actually need on a deeper level. You know, what you need to be who you are. What needs need to be met for you to feel comfortable expressing yourself. You know? And so with Mars square Venus, there's probably just going to be this very, like, this needing to establish this is what, like, not establish, but I think intellectualizing and communicating with Aquarius energy, because Aquarius is the water bearer. Aquarius is bringing information. It's like disseminating information. It's sharing news. It's intellectual connection. And so I think there's this disconnect between like what you know, like intellectually needs to happen in connections versus what is physically happening with Mars and Taurus. Hence, a lot of it's overthinking energy. And this might not even be necessarily like love or anything. Like for some of you, it might be. For those of you that are Scorpio risings, or if you don't use whole signs, maybe Libra risings, like a late Libra rising. No, like yeah, for some of you Libra risings, if you don't use whole signs. Leo risings. For those people in particular, I think that this will specifically impact your personal relationships. Your like one-on-one intimate relationships with people, whether that's like romantic, platonic, whatever, just like your individual interactions with people. And you may find yourself needing to love yourself through words, love others through your words, you know? In order, because like by this communication, you are able to simplify, but it is still a square, so it's difficult taking the action needed to ground these like intellectualized ideas, these like ideas that you've thought through and figured out, these things you've been overthinking. A lot of this also relates back to the nurturing figures in our life growing up, so with parental figures, with this emphasis on the moon. Ways that we have learned to nurture ourselves, and ways that we have learned to care for ourselves, and ways that we figured out our needs based on the way that we were raised, and like childhood wounds and things like that. This can also, I think, come into learning how to rely on others more as well. Because part of it, figuring out what our needs are, is expressing those needs to other people and establishing those boundaries so that our needs can be met, you know? And I think that this, again, will relate back to ways that we were raised, ways we figured out, like, not ways that we figured out, but like the ways that over time we have, hold on, let me like, words. Reassessing how we have shifted and adapted ourselves to fit the needs of others, and the ways that we have learned to care for ourselves, which have not served us over time, which is what I was already saying, but like saying it again. What else? I'm gonna pull a couple oracle cards for this actually, because I feel like I should. So communication is very important. We're gonna need to really reassess the ways that we communicate our boundaries, and the ways that so that we can build up firmer foundations in relationships and better serve ourselves and others, because other people can't grow or can't learn if boundaries are not set with them, but also we are not able to be fulfilled, and we are not able to like grow as individuals if we don't take the time and the energy to care for ourselves in that way of establishing boundaries. Well, these are the Blue Messiah reading cards, by the way. I just got these. I love them. Perfectionism. Energetic shield. And rainbow body. Bottom of the deck is creative spark. Under that is sound healing. I think a lot of people may be receiving messages through music these days. Oh, I need to get the guidebook because this deck is new for me. Let me stop eating. Sorry. Actually, not sorry. I'm allowed to eat. That's okay. Perfectionism. Dear one, if you have drawn this card, it is time to really embrace who you are, even your vulnerabilities and perceived imperfections. Let go of the notion of being someone that your mind says you are supposed to be. Fear wears many masks, and one of the most debilitating of these masks is the need to be perfect. In striving for perfection, energetic blocks of self-criticism and judgment are often formed. These blocks often grow into barricades that not only affect your self-esteem and morale, but may also prevent you from achieving your desired dreams. Embrace your vulnerabilities, dear one. In doing so, you become more authentic in every facet of your life. Let go of what others may think of you and allow your powerful light to truly shine. To accept others, you must first completely accept yourself with unconditional love and compassion. When you do this, the light within you will radiate even more brightly, and you will be of better service to humanity. You are amazing, dear one, so stop giving yourself such a hard time. Rejoice in what you have already achieved and bask in the glory of all your accomplishments. Go forth now with increased vigor, courage, and determination. You have all it takes to go all the way. I am perfect in my imperfections as I unconditionally love and accept myself every day in every way. And this is what I was just talking about with learning how to establish boundaries and connect with what you really need and being able to communicate that to others. Because a lot of times I think we feel like we need to be perfect before we're allowed to connect with other people, or that we need to be completely healed before we connect with other people. But the thing is that we are never actually fully healed ever. And so and so what's more important is being accepting of yourself and accepting yourself where you are, and instead of judging yourself, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to be communicative, allowing yourself to establish the boundaries that you need to in order to feel safe, in order to feel cared for, in order to feel what you need to feel, you know? Because as you are vulnerable and as you accept yourself, others, I think, are more likely to accept you. And it doesn't matter if people accept you or not, you know, realistically. What's meant to be yours will be yours. People that are meant to be in your life will be in your life. But you have to accept and love yourself first and establish those boundaries and communicate those things so that you can figure that out, you know. Energetic shield. It can be easy to pick up on the energy of others when you are sensitive and empathic by nature. Sometimes the energy can be quite exhausting and draining to your own energetic body. Dear one, if you are sensing and picking up energy from another that holds ill intention towards you, send them love. When you send love in response to hate, anger, jealousy, envy, and more, you transmute the energy thrown at you into love. It is through the power of unconditional love that miracles occur. Remember, behind every act of fear lives an inner child in need of love. Responding with love does not feed the flames of rage or other low vibrational states. Instead, it extinguishes this energy and heals the situation with peace and understanding. By reacting, responding, and getting caught up in the lower vibrational energy of others, you unconsciously allow their energy to have power and grow within you. This creates disharmony and blocks that, if left unresolved, can attract further undesirable emotional scenarios. Only through the authentic expression of unconditional love is healing achieved. If you respond with the mind and only wear the mask of peace and love, the emotional, lower vibrational energy will continue to resurface over and over again. As the saying goes, what you resist will continue to persist. So the path of least resistance is indeed the path of unconditional love. I am cultivating universal compassion and infinite love for all beings. And I do feel that a lot of people have been acting out of fear, doing things because they're afraid of hurt, or because they're afraid of not being understood, or because they're afraid of all these things, you know. So let me show you, these are the cards that I've read so far. Perfectionism, energetic shield. And so we need to learn how to nurture ourselves, you know. And unconditional love doesn't mean allowing people to just walk all over you and get away with things, but it just means accepting it as it is, you know. And that doesn't necessarily mean oh, I have to let you be in my life, or I need to whatever. But it's okay, I see you, I accept it, it is what it is, and then you move on, you know. There's also this need to apply this unconditional love and compassion to the self. I think a lot of this card talking about hate, anger, jealousy, things like that. Maybe you got those of you watching this video, you may be directing this energy towards yourself. But why? You know? Why do you feel like you aren't enough? Or why do you feel that that you're too much? Or like, why, you know? Rainbow body. I almost got this one recently. It was on the bottom of the deck for a read I did for myself a few days ago. The rainbow body plays a big role in the evolution of human consciousness. It is humanity's highest ideal to achieve this light body state. It is only through the vibrational expression of the rainbow body that you can enter the doorway to a new world of light. To achieve the rainbow body is to transcend your conscious limitations. These may be found in the energy centers within you, the chakras. Each energy center, a lot of you need to work on the solar plexus. Each energy center holds valuable lessons such as self-worth, trust, courage, and forgiveness. When these lessons are understood and embraced, you are able to move through the rite of passage, otherwise known as transitioning. Maintaining a constant frequency of unconditional love and compassion is key to activating your rainbow body. You can also elevate the vibrational radiance of your light body by eating natural, energizing foods that reflect the colors of the rainbow. It is these light-infused foods that will enhance and complement the energy centers within you. Dance with the wind of change and energize your body with your breath, dear soul. Charge your light with the energy particles from the sun and take steps to move away from all that distracts you from the final quantum leap of consciousness. Already, you have achieved so much on this journey, and your light is radiant. Spirit honors your determination, courage, and willingness to grow. I am consciously evolving as I nurture my rainbow body with colors of love. And so as we work on with this full moon, feeling this unconditional love and compassion for ourselves will feel so free, I think, and able to just, there will be so much less worry and less concern about like how things are gonna go, or like so much less we'll be not acting out of fear, you know, and instead acting out of love for yourself, acting out of love for others, you know, accepting yourself as you are, and understanding that you are worthy of connection, you are worthy of love, you are worthy of all of these things, regardless of where you are in your journey, you know, and that you can accept that within yourself. And also accept that as we accept this compassion and as we accept this acceptingness, this compassion and unconditional love for ourselves, I think that also opens us up to others, because then we learn how to receive, you know. Something I struggle with myself. I have a really hard time with like being receptive. Letting nice things happen, letting people give to me, things like that are very difficult for me. But it's something that I've been working through, and it's like it's just reminding yourself that you are worthy and you are great and you are all of these things, you know, like journaling and writing down like not even why you are, just reminding yourself, you know. I'm journaling a lot. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps you with this full moon on Saturday. Impromptu video. My face is in it. That's all. Thank you.